Nanjin and Renmar Santa Cruz, the voice and the face of MPL Philippines. Ito yung ginusto nyo, di ba? Na magkaroon tayo ng prediction battle for WrestleMania XL. Baka nakakalimutan ninyo kung sino ang Nostra Gods when it comes to calling some of the greatest matches in all of esports entertainment. Here I am answering your call as I try to predict what happens in Night 1 and Night 2 of WrestleMania 40. First up, Night 1 in the match card, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Yes, LWO is building up, but I don't see this going any other way. You have to keep building Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom as big stars. I think it has to be Dirty Dom and Santos. That's the only way it's gonna happen. Next up, it's a 6-woman tag match. Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill versus Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. You need to build up Jade Cargill. You need to build her as a solid star. And again, it's been a long time coming. She looks like $1 million. So you got to give her this WrestleMania moment. I'm calling it. Belair, Naomi, Jade Cargill get the dub. For the next matchup, we're looking at a old classic Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, Dudley Boys level of competition for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships. It's a 6-pack ladder match that had a whole line of a tournament building up to the big one. And you're gonna see Judgment Day, the reigning champions, Finn Balor and Damian Priest, go up against the Awesome Truth, which is an oldie but a goodie, going on a nostalgia run. But I think it's just fresh. It's still good. The Miz and R-Truth. You got DIY, which is also a long-standing tag team. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling. New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. And of course, New Catch Republic. I still don't like the name. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Big strong boy. And last but not least, A-Town Down Under. That's a clever name. I like that one. It's Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. As cool and as good as the rest of the talents are, I think there's no way Judgment Day drops the belts here. They're going to retain. And if anything, if they are going to lose these belts, it's because of inner turmoil. It's going to be mutiny. There's going to be something that happens, maybe even regarding Senior Money in the Bank, that makes them, break up and then drop the belts. But not here, not now. It's going to be a good showcase, but they ain't dropping the belts. They keep the titles. Next up, we're about to get Usi up in here. It's a matchup that happens every 15 years. That's a tradition that somehow just happens. And again, it's in the writing. We had the Hearts, and then we had the Hardys, and now it's the Usos. Jimmy Uso versus Jay Uso. Yeet versus no Yeet. This is tough because I want Jimmy to get something. Jay already has main event Jay Uso, and Jimmy's been with the bloodline for God knows how long now, almost 4 years. So I'm gonna say Jay Uso, but I feel like there's more for Jimmy to do. I'm saying that with an asterisk, but it's just me. Uso is gonna take it. Let's keep it at that. Intercontinental Championship coming up. It's Gunther versus Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn takes the dub here, which allows Gunther to move on, and then eventually maybe in the rest of 2024 chase one of the 2 big belts. That's what I'm seeing here. So give it the dub to Sami, and then Sami can play around with the Intercon again, make it mean something else besides just the Ring General's trophy, to show that he's one of the best, pure big man meat slapping just dudes. Like, it's nice to give it to a smaller dude again, like a regular sized dude. Make it an everyman's title. Next up is the Women's World Championship. It's Mommy, Rhea Ripley, the champion, going up against Becky Lynch, the man. I like how Becky Lynch has remained consistent with her character, whether she's a face or a heel. And here, with her comeback, she's definitely earned much of the love. But when you're going up against Mommy, who is number one in everybody's hearts, literally everyone's hearts, I don't know where else to go. Like, the world will turn itself against you if Rhea somehow loses this. Plus, you can't count out the fact that maybe there's some Judgment Day shenanigans, right? So this is definitely going to Rhea Ripley's way. She retains. She's still going to be the Women's World Champion. And then we close off night one with the tag team matchup that if you told anyone years back it would happen, I still feel a little weird looking at The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. You got two world champions, one end each, two superstars. You have the most electrifying man in all of entertainment, and the biggest baby face that we've seen in a decade. This one's tough, honestly. This one's tough. Number one is I don't think The Rock is going to last a whole proper matchup. Like, he's not going to take the kind of bumps that the modern day WWE superstar does. I almost thought he would take a bump last week here, when he started to get real physical with Cody, Seth, and Roman, right? When he started whipping Cody, when he beat Cody up and, Cody showed some color. But now that it's an actual match, it's a tag team match, I have a feeling that he's gonna have to show up, because you have to believe this. Again, bloodline rules are on the line. And something tells me it has to happen. Like, you would not introduce a stipulation without it actually happening. That's weird. That's bad writing. So, I'm gonna call it now. Rock and Roman wins. We get bloodline rules come night two, but it's gonna be a very dirty finish. It's gonna be as dirty a finish as it gets. Just imagine the shenanigans we've dealt with Roman over the past few WrestleManias. Turn that up to 11, and then we go into night two. Rock and Roman win. And going into night two, things definitely change. The mood is just on an all-time low. Everyone is just pissed off at the bloodline, and it's not looking like Cody's gonna finish his story. It's looking like a replay of WrestleMania 39 all over again. But we'll start up with a different matchup as we build up to the grand finale. We have Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Again, that's Bobby Lashley, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, versus the Final Testament. That's Karrion Kross, the AOP, and their managers. I think the Final Testament has to get the dub here. You gotta make a respectable and real threat in a heel faction like this. And they're big dudes. They're big dudes. None of them are like the sleazy kind of Christian Cage type of heel, you know what I mean? So you have to give them that. So they have to win this, just brute force their way in. Final Testament takes the dub here. We got a matchup that needs no title on the line. Like, these are just two purely charismatic, athletic, just lovable dudes. And they're both like breaking their own rules. They're both just crossing the line between, again, face and heel and face, tweeners. And I just want to see them go at it forever. Like, can we just extend this storyline where they just try to one-up each other in one way or another for like 6 months? Can we do that? Can we just see LA Knight and AJ Styles just keep going? Because this reminds everyone of the Booker T and Stone Cold moments from back then, right? They just can't get enough of kicking each other's ass. So I hope that we give this one to LA Knight so he elevates himself, and then this just keeps going on and on and on until AJ gets one, and then I don't know. Doesn't matter for now. LA Knight needs this. He needs the dub, and then get him a mid-card title, and they can fight over that, whichever that ends up being, right? So this is a win for LA Knight. Yeah. Next up is a triple threat for the United States Championship. Logan Paul has actually held on to the title for much longer than I thought he would, but he's a great champion. He's a sneaky little bastard. He's sleazy. I hate him for more reasons than one, and it's not because of his ring work. His ring work is just mwah, and that makes for a good heel. I love it. So with that said, he's facing off against Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. He is standing on the shoulders of giant. Like, that is for reals. Like, I think they'll use this matchup to really just establish Logan Paul. And he wins, but it's definitely not going to be as dirty a finish as his last matchup with Kevin Owens. I hope it's as solid and as legit a win. Or if not, they just piss everyone off again and then have some shenanigans with Prime, KSI, whatever, his brother, and then people just hate him even more. But still, that's my read on the situation. Logan Paul wins and retains the United States Championship. Boysies, no fighting! Going into the WWE Women's Championship matchup, it's a 1v1 between Io Sky and Bayley. I gotta say, I don't know which Bayley I like more, the hugger or who she eventually grew up or grew into today. But she's definitely a worker. She's definitely a cross-generational talent, wherein now she's the established one. She's the vet. Compared to when she was starting out as part of the Women's Revolution, now she's the one who helps build stars. And Io Sky walking into this as a champion, it can actually go both ways. If you give the title to Bayley, or if Bayley wins here, it gives Io Sky something to chase again. It makes for a dynamic wherein you build the star, but in a long-term format. That's exactly what's going to happen. Bayley's going to win here. I give the dub to Bayley and new WWE Women's Champion. Take it, Bayley. Take it. All right, we're going into the big ones here. The WWE World Heavyweight Championship. It's Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. My mind is preoccupied. My heart is preoccupied by the big one, by Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, Bloodline rules. Again, I'm assuming that's what's happening already. And I think they're going to play with our emotions. I think Drew's going to win here. And this will make that Bloodline rules matchup even worse. It'll make it more of a legit threat that, oh no, Seth's down and now he got his ass kicked by Drew McIntyre. And I think Drew's got this coming. Drew has been working hard. Drew was never out of the picture. Like, sure, last WrestleMania he did great work. He did great work. And now that he's up for a big title win, I think he's earned this. So with that said, Drew wins, and we have a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, the second in the history of this belt, at least the new lineage of this belt. And that leads us into a very, very downtrodden, a sullen outlook at the final boss matchup. Roman's not the final boss, but the grand finale. Can Cody finish the story here? The undisputed WWE Universal Championship. We're walking into this Bloodline rules. Roman Reigns, the defending champion, held the goddamn thing for more than 1,000 days now, versus Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. Hashtag finish the story. Can he do it? And the answer is yes. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. I think finally here, Cody Rhodes takes the dub. I know people are bringing up the whole Rock's gonna turn on Roman situation. And yeah, it's written on the wall. And I know a lot of people are saying, yeah, it's not if Cody can finish the story, but when. And I've seen a lot of W takes, whether it be online, in the comment section, in my page, in even Manjin or Reptar's content, like people share their takes. And anything can really happen, like realistically speaking, given what happened in the past couple of weeks alone. Like none of us expected to see that happen or come out of a WWE product, right? So with that said, yeah, Cody wins. I can't tell you how, because I myself am pretty blindsided. But I want it to happen. Like I kind of want him to finish the story. And then as a challenge to the WWE, how do they write the rest of the story from there? Because as Paul Triple H Levesque said, Levesque? Nothing really ends. Like there's no story that truly ends. Like that's the essence of the WWE, that the story always continues. There's always a new chapter to write or to tell. So what is that new chapter if ever Cody does win the big one? If ever Cody does finish the story, where do they go from there? It's a little bit. It's been too long, man. It's been too long. Cody's won 2 Royal Rumbles. Just give the man his belt. And with that, we conclude our WrestleMania 40 predictions. Now, I don't know how different mine, Reptar's, or Manjin's takes were. For all I know, parehas lang kami. We might have the exact similar predictions because I did watch them. It's just, I tried to not let it settle. I tried to not let it influence what I would predict or how I read the situation. So with that said, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and let's enjoy WrestleMania weekend. It's a great time of year to be a wrestling fan. Y'all take care.